Welcome again to Intentionalist podcast. My name is Coach Alice Mohirwa. I'm an executive coach. I'm an image and etiquette consultant. I help women refine their personal brand so that they become more convincing and converting in their social and professional space. This platform, I created it to help other women on this journey of becoming more intentional in their everyday choices, to find resourceful inspiration stories so that they can tap into it, pick a thing or two, and also know who is out there to help them improve on areas of gap that they experience in their personal lives. Today's episode is going to discuss more on my personal journey into rebuilding my personal life, healing, and also viewing life with positivity. I invite you to listen, let's compare notes, and see how we can inspire each other. There are some key elements you might not know about me that I'm willing to share today, so that by the time we finish this episode, you might find another side of Alice that you didn't know. I would like to start my story with how did I discover as a woman that I had childhood wounds. It is late when I was in my 40s, when I started rediscovering myself. What are my desires? When you are at that journey to start asking yourself, why do I have to work so hard to have what I have? Why do I have to work hard to have friendships? Why do I have to work hard to maintain relationships? Everything around me has to have a hardship tag around it. It is through that particular moment that I dived deep inside myself and started wondering, what is that in me that pushed me to life into a moment of hardship? I remember calling a girlfriend one time, Sabine, thank you so much for being a best friend, asking her, how is it that everything around me has to be hard? And she told me something that took me to think deeper and say that we allow things to be hard around us because we have for a very long time accepted that we are hard people. We can accept anything that is thrown on us. We can handle anything. And it is through that I accepted that I needed help. I started unpacking. I started going for therapy. Through that therapy, I want to take you through the things I discovered that you might also one time find out, why do you entertain hardship? Why do you think everything around you has to come out of being hard work? Why do you doubt ease? Why do you doubt easy things? When somebody comes and express love, express attention, you doubt it. Where is the catch? Why is this person so nice to me? Why is it? A little bit of background. I grew up as an orphan. I was born in a family as a firstborn of 6 children, and I was the firstborn. I lost my parent at a very young age. I lost my dad when I was 11. I lost my mom when I was 13. And from that time, I became almost the mother of my youngest sister. There is a way that instinct comes immediately when you are very young. Through that moment, that was in 1994. I keep saying we have 4 children, but we were born as 6 children. Many people who knew us probably post-genocide against Tutsi don't know that I had a younger sister who died in that season, not by genocide, but she died a normal death in 1994. I was with her in the hospital where we went. She developed a sickness and she died of pneumonia. I was holding her in my hand. She died on my chest. From that time, in 1994, I grew up with that level of frustration and anger and hate and self-guilt that why did she die? Imagine a 13 years old, tired, you have been changing a baby who is sick, who is in hospital, and she died when I'm carrying her, and I blinked. When I blinked, that's when she passed on. By the moment I was sleeping with tiredness, I woke up with a cold body. And that event has put something in my head to always defend anybody that I love, because I swear to myself that nobody else, either in my family or who is close to me, will ever experience this level of sadness or anger or frustration or death when I'm around them. So it registered in my brain that way. I grew up with that level of guilt that why did I sleep? If I could not sleep, maybe she could have still been alive. And I didn't know that my brain registered that pain, and that's how I continued coping life with becoming the savior in all situations. It affected my relationship with my other siblings because I always wanted to be there for everyone. I swore in my heart that I will never lose another sibling again. I will never lose someone who is close to me. I will go always out of my way to make sure that everything is well said. I will sometimes even pocket myself to make sure that everyone else is doing so well. I knew that I have that kind of behavior, but I didn't know what was the reason until I started working with a specialist, and that specialist is the one who made me rediscover the root cause of my behavior. Wanting to be a caretaker, wanting to be someone who takes care of others, wanting to even go out of your way to take care of things. It affected my parenting. It affected even how I give in relationship, because you have that constant guilt that if you don't do, something will go wrong. And if something go wrong, it's because you're not good enough. When I was working on my healing journey, I had to take that ownership. I had to reread it in a different way by the help of specialists. I had to unlearn that sometimes circumstances affect us in a way that can affect our behavior, our belief system, and our mindset. I could see the level of anger, lack of trust in self, that why did this happen? Because I overlooked. And what did that bring in me? It brought me that sensation of overchecking things, wanting to always be in control so that there is no mistake happening. Probably you might find something that you might relate to. If you are someone who like controlling, you like to know everything, you want to know every process, you find it so difficult to delegate. You find it so difficult to trust other people because you don't want any mistake. I found that as an element that I needed to work on and unlearn, learning how to trust other people, shielding off that layer of overprotecting, allowing people to also experience mistake and learn on their own. This is something that I used to do in my parenting style. I used to overprotect my children to not experience pain, to not experience danger, to defend them when they have done mistakes and all that, until I had to heal that particular emotion of allowing someone to experience something so that they can learn from them. This is a huge change that it has brought, not only to rediscover what has been hindering me to progress, what has been making me leaning into that masculine attitude of wanting to control, wanting to be in charge, acting out of fear, not trusting that other people can also work and perfect certain things. As a woman who wants to rebuild power, who wants to rebuild and take charge of certain things, I invite you to go back and revisit your inner self, revisit the things that push you to have shortcomings. Revisit your ugly past. What are the behaviors? What are the patterns that usually don't allow you to experience ease? Why is it that you have to over-deliver all the time? What is it in you that push you to give so much than what you receive? In my healing journey, I started running through nature, the way God has created things in parity, the way God has created reciprocity. There is something that goes and there is something comes back. Anytime you are in any situation or relationships that don't allow you to experience reciprocity, you need to start questioning why. Why is it so hard for me to experience reciprocity? Reciprocity for me was something that I used to experience maybe in math, not in real relationships, because when I assessed my past in many relationships, be it friendship, be it family, be it love or romantic relationships, I would find myself with people that I give more than I receive, be it attention, be it time, be it resources, be it help, everything, name it, until I had to unlearn that and reaffirm that I deserve good things, I deserve love, I deserve attention, I deserve help. And that is another thing. When you work with fear and frustration and anger, you also resist help. There is a way you fear being vulnerable. And when you fear being vulnerable, you contain anger, you contain pain, you pretend like everything is okay, even if when you are in constant pain, in constant frustration. And what does that do to you? You live a pretentious life. life. When you live a pretentious life, you avoid help and you avoid people who are genuinely there to help you. And you end up living a life that nobody knows. If you know you want to rebuild, it needs to stand from rediscover your real you, having an authentic life, understand your flaws, embrace them, rediscover the woman you want to become, and now start embodying that. Start changing, start working on your gaps, shift your mindset toward building a mindset of fluidity, a mindset of growth, a mindset that has a vision, a mindset that wants to grow. Once you have shifted your mindset, now recalibrate your belief system. Because before I used to believe that if I don't work, there's no growth. If I don't stand up and do something, nobody else will. You end up over-promising, over-delivering, undercutting yourself because you struggle to know and understand your worth. Obviously, you will negotiate lower than what you're worth. Once you have understood your worth, then you will be able to calibrate your belief system. You will be able to claim your worth and you will be able to focus on what is it that you really want to do. For you who want to relaunch yourself, who want to rebrand, who want to rebuild and change your lifestyle, it needs to stand on the core foundation. I tell clients so often that there is no rebranding if it is not coming from within. There is no rebranding if it is just changing how you look, changing how you sit, changing how you hold your glass or you eat with a fork and a knife. It has to start from the heart. You have to break all those heavy masculine layers that you have built based on anger, frustration, betrayal, other adversities that you faced, and start seeing life with possibility lenses. Start building desire of where you want to go as a person. Start the work of embodying other new belief, embodying other new behavior, adopting new realities, and then start working with like-minded people. I speak about this so often. Why? Because the only change that you deserve is the change that is going to reposition you to new height of thinking, to new height of seeking and seeing life differently. There is no rebranding and change if you haven't repositioned. If you rebrand and stay in the same environment that is toxic to you, that is not valuing your worth, that is not giving you the value that you deserve, then there is no growth. As long as you have rebranded, think of now repositioning, going where you think you deserve being, and then learn how to create visibility there. Learn how to start connecting with other people whom you think you can build growth with. Network. Does that mean you need to change employment? So be it. Does that mean you need to change the city? So be it. Does that mean you need to stop wherever you work from, you go to someone else? Any transition that you think that is required in order for you to experience ultimate change that you want, go ahead and do it. Proper rebuilding, proper refinement is going to be fully experienced the moment you become authentic and starting to work on yourself. The moment you don't stay affected by old adversity that has happened to you as a woman. I invite you as we speak to go back on those things that have made you bitter, have made you question life, have made you think of yourself in a certain way, to disempower them. You are more than that. And I believe everybody on this earth is not a waste, meaning you are created for greater purpose than what is going on in your life today. I invite you to start the work. Do a positive talk with yourself. Check where you can start. Is it by working on myself alone? Is it by affirming myself often? Is it by hiring a coach and seeking a professional help? Is it by seeking a psychiatrist? Start somewhere, but don't allow adversity that you are experiencing right now or in the past buffer you from your life purpose, reaching where you are supposed to go. Don't allow yourself to entertain stagnation for long. I believe you are born to flow, you are born to grow, you are born to impact. May this be a small seed in your life to start rethinking what is other way I can also experience life in a better manner. What has been my purpose on this earth? One thing I know for sure is that you're not a waste. One thing I can tell you for sure is that you are born for greater things. I invite you to also fetch back your power and rebuild.